What's happening, guys? It's your boy Dan from the Fantasy Gods. Me and my boy Justin. Justin's doing his shit on his own page. Follow him at the Justin Henry Show, at Justin Henry, everywhere, and your mama. And follow me on Twitter at EG4WARD. If you want to hit me up on Twitter, cool. DM me. I'm always here, of course, on TikTok as well. Feel free to shoot me DMs. Feel free to shoot me comments on my videos. Motherfuckers be trying to get on me, but that's all good. This is what I do. I'm here for y'all. So let me know. I am on YouTube, Twitch with the Fantasy Gods, and I'm on Twitter going live today. I have some time. My son is asleep, and for those of you that have kids, y'all understand the pain and the struggle that I be going through. So please go ahead and let me know. I'm here for probably the next hour and a half, maybe. It just depends. I mean, my son went down a couple minutes ago, so I usually get about 2 hours out of him, and I got some free time. So I'm here for y'all. We could talk about rookies, what I look for in rookies, all that shit. So Ty, what's good? You should do a mock draft for what the next fantasy season draft should look like. Hey, you know what? Fuck it. It's good. Let's do a mock draft. Hang on. I'm about to do that right now. Start new mock draft. Shit, man. We on. Let's play it. Let's play that game. I'm down. All right. So let me see if I can. If you go to my YouTube and my Twitch or my Twitter stream, you'll be able to see the mock draft itself. So yeah, let's do it. I gotta add. Hang on. I'm gonna share the screen. Sharing. Hang on. Should be able to share the screen. Hang on. 1 second. No. Chrome tab. Stand by. Okay, so there you go. You should be able to see my screen there. I'm going to do some mock drafts right now. So new NFL mock. Cool. We on. So stand by real quick. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. Let's do a mock. Let's go. So I'm going to go ahead and so this is a 10-team mock. Let me see if I could change the draft settings real quick. So we got a snake. It's going to be so hang on. Did we want Ty? What do we want? So let me know. Do we want a super flex 12-team PPR? Do we want Dynasty? Do we want redraft? What are we looking at? So let me know in the comments, man. I'll do it right now. There we go. Les, what's good, man? What are your thoughts on the tight ends and the rookie drafts? Where do you take them? So I actually made a video about that before I get into my mock draft. I actually made a video about the tight ends, and to be honest with you, okay, just to be honest with you, it is so difficult to evaluate tight ends and see if they become successful in the NFL. So I will give you my rankings closer to the NFL draft because really at the end of the day, it's going to come down to draft capital and athleticism. That's the big major factors when it comes to drafting tight ends. But for me personally, quarterbacks and tight ends, to be honest, I don't really even draft them in leagues. I trade for quarterbacks and I trade for tight ends. That is how you get the hit rates in your dynasty leagues or even in your redraft leagues. You want to trade for those guys. You don't want to draft those guys, okay? Because to be honest, their hit rates are so small that it doesn't really matter, and you're not gonna hit on these guys like you think you would be with your wide receivers or your running backs. So to me personally, I'll give you a ranking of what I think. But to be honest, when you look at the draft and you look at the rankings for rookies and in dynasty leagues, I'm honestly staying away. From the QBs and the tight ends in rookie drafts, specifically in the first round. I'm really staying away from them. Let other people take those guys because for me, at the end of the day, you want to take guys that you know or have better odds of hitting. And by hitting, that means you are productive. That means you have to average somewhere between 8 to 16 points. Okay. If you go higher than that, 17 points or greater for the running back or quarterback, running back or wide receiver, 17 or greater, you're an elite asset. 18 points or greater for a quarterback, elite asset. I think it's about 15 or 14 points. I'll pull it up right now, but for tight ends, that's an elite asset. It's so hard to find tight ends. So trade for them. Trade for the Travis Kelce's. Trade for the Mark Andrews. Trade for the George Kittles. If you have those guys, to me, they're just untouchable. I just would. I don't trade those guys when they're on my team. I just keep them. There's no sense and no point for me to just trade those guys because again, it's so hard to find. They're so rare. And then you'll have the tight ends that, hey, you know what? They do good for this season, but you want guys that are consistent, especially at the tight end position. You want consistent guys that you can use. So for me, I personally, I don't go with I don't draft rookie tight ends. I'm just keep it real. I learned that lesson the hard way. I drafted rookie tight ends before, and it just didn't work out. And I'm learning. I've done this dynasty shit for about 12 years, going on 12 years. I have done fantasy for over 20. So I know the trends that I've seen, the mistakes that I've made, and I want to give that information to you guys because at the end of the day, it's up to you guys to be better at fantasy, and I want you guys to win your ships. Reezy, what's good? No picks in Dynasty, no QB picks. So if it's a redraft, of course I'm going to pick QBs for Dynasty. But for rookies, personally, I tend to stay away from the rookie QBs. I don't care. There's only a few things that I look for when it comes to rookie QBs, and that look, are you a top 10 pick? That's number one. Do you meet the size required to be the quarterback? Okay, I don't look for the Kyler Murrays in my drafts. And then, of course, are you a good talent at the college level? Did you you have good yards per attempt? Did you break out early? These are the kind of sub things that I look for when it comes to analytics in the quarterback position. But to be honest, the quarterback position is so difficult to evaluate. So again, your hit rates on quarterbacks are going to be very, very low. You have to avoid them, to be honest, in dynasty drafts, especially in superflex. In superflex leagues or rankings that you see, you're going to see quarterbacks pushed up way, way too high. And I'm not a fan of that. I like taking the best player available, and I usually like taking wide receivers. I build around wide receivers in Dynasty. I take those running backs kind of late first, early seconds, and then I trade for the tight ends. Specifically, I trade for the QB. So personally, that's just me. All right, let's get back to the mock draft, okay? So what I'm going to do, general settings, if you guys see, I'm going to do PPR, okay? And actually, I'm going to go to 2 QB, okay? So 2 QB, PPR, that's usually how it goes. I'm going to go 12-team league. I'm going to go 60 seconds to pick, CPU auto, yeah. All players available. Yeah, so let's just see. Alphabeticals, okay. Updating the draft, cool. All right. And let's go. Someone give me a spot that you would like me to pick. I'll wait. Just give me a spot. Reezy, I could use some tips during my first dynasty. Okay, so Reezy, real quick, are you drafting vets and then you're going to draft rookies, or is it everything all in one? Let me know, because if it is, I'll go ahead and help you out in this dynasty draft. Because hey, man, I'm here. What's good, man? If you guys are on TikTok, join me on YouTube. You guys can see my mock draft to show you kind of my thought process when it comes to drafting, specifically in Dynasty. But yeah, let me know. Is everybody's in the draft? Because I'm pretty sure I can change the settings real quick for you and just kind of go over how I would evaluate the 2 QB system in Dynasty. But hey, either way, I'm going to be mocking. So let's roll it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick from the middle position. I'm going to go pick 6, okay, for my mock draft. Again, 12-team, super flex, dynasty draft. Vets first, I believe. Okay, cool. I could change it real quick. So let's do vets only. All right, cool. All right, here we go. So, Reezy, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and start from the 6th position. And again, let's just see how it works out for us. So we're going to go ahead and start the draft. Yes, we do want to start. All right, so here we go. Obviously, you can see the quarterback position is rolling really early. So I look at the quarterbacks, right? Again, 2-quarterback league. I could go one of 2 ways. I could start off with the receiver. I could start off with the quarterback. I don't mind Justin Herbert here. I think he's kind of the best of the young guys coming up. Justin Fields still worries me. Lamar is very good, but I want some sort of locked in situation there. Um, I'm going to go with Justin Herbert just because I believe he is the best quarterback prospect left on the board, with no question. So I was going to go Justin Jefferson, but let me go Justin Herbert. Let me just lock in that QB1. All right. So now it comes back around to me. And normally what I do is, again, I look at the teams itself, and I'm going to build around wide receivers. So to me, I like CeeDee Lamb. I like A.J. Brown. Those are the two guys that I'm interested in. Personally, A.J. Brown is the better wide receiver. And so to me, I'm going to go with A.J. Brown. I like his opportunities with Hurts. I know he's a little bit older than CeeDee Lamb, but A.J. Brown is the better guy. I like to lock in that certified, bona fide wide receiver one. All right, back to this again. So I'm going to go back to the wide receiver position. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown. You have T. Higgins, DK Metcalf. I actually really like DK Metcalf here. Because again, he's the wide receiver one. He's not competing with targets like T. Higgins. He doesn't have a quarterback situation like St. Brown, because I think Geno Smith is good enough for him, and he's explosive. He's a great wide receiver. I'm going with DK Metcalf, the college buddy of AJ Brown. So I really like DK here. And again, building around wide receivers in a dynasty league. All right, cool. So back to it again. Absolutely really like Chris Olave falling to me in the fourth round here. I would be okay with a Kyle Pitts, but again, like I said, I'd rather trade for these tight ends more so than having to deal with finding a tight end that maybe have the upside of a Kittle or a Kelsey. And Pitts has the upside, but he still hasn't put it together, though he does have a 1,000-yard season. So for me, I really like Chris Olave. I think with Derek Carr, Michael Thomas always being injured, go give me some Chris Olave. I think he did a lot better than Garrett Wilson. So let me lock in another receiver, Chris Olave here. And again, not worried about running backs. I don't really care about these running backs moving forward. It doesn't really matter to me. We're going to lock in receivers. We're going to keep going and building on that. All right, so looking at the wide receiver position, we have Jerry Jeudy, Chris Godwin, DJ Moore, Mike Williams, Christian Kirk, all that. Now, while I look at this, I tend to look and I see, okay, do I need some veteran help? Do I need some more youth? It's kind of a judgment call here. I think Michael Pittman is a great player. I think Chris Godwin is a better wide receiver. But then when you look at it, you go, okay, Michael Pittman, he's 25. He's probably going to get a new quarterback. And then you have Chris Godwin, who's 27, who has Baker Mayfield. It's kind of like that. It's that give or take when it comes to figuring out what we want to do for Dynasty. So to me, I'm going to go with the Michael Pittman. I still think that he's the wide receiver one. I'm going with Michael Pittman here. So give me Michael Pittman as a solid number 4 option. Now, looking at the wide receiver position moving forward. Now you're starting to think about, hey, okay, what's available coming on the back end. And to me, again, I kind of like to see, now that I have a couple young guys, I would be open to taking guys that are older, like a Mike Evans. But again, 29 years old with Baker Mayfield, I don't know if that's really the smartest thing to do when it comes to Dynasty. Treylon Burks I really like, but I'm probably still going to go with a George Pickens. I think his upside is there. I've locked in a lot of receivers, so give me another upside pick with George Pickens. I really loved George Pickens when he came out, and I think that he is transcending into that wide receiver one role. He has flash moments. Really like George Pickens here. Now, again, going back to it, we have a Calvin Ridley, a Tyler Lockett, Deontay Johnson, Treylon Burks. I thought Treylon Burks might have been the pick where I had with George Pickens. He slid to me down here. I'm going to lock in Treylon Burks. Really a top 5 dynasty pick last year in the rookie drafts. You have to lock that in. He has all the tools to be an elite guy with Tennessee. They just need a QB upgrade after Ryan Tannehill. Now, going back here, it's a tough one because I really like Rashad Bateman. I still believe in Rashad Bateman, but I'm going to go ahead and look for other things here. So we got Cole Kmet. Again, all these tight ends are absolutely worthless, not really needing to go any farther than that. So what I want to do with my running backs here, I need someone that's going to be locked in. I need someone that put him in my quarterback position or my running back position, so I could set it and forget it. To me, that's Jamal Williams. I think Alvin Kamara is going to be suspended. So you're going to get RB1 production out of Jamal Williams to start. Okay. Now, what I'm hoping for is I see that Antonio Gibson is still available, a young guy who's still explosive, who still does a lot for yards created per touch. I'm going to go with Antonio Gibson to lock in just another running back. Now, both of my running backs are kind of that if and or but type of running back. So to me, I still have to worry about it. But to me, Antonio Gibson has that upside, even though a lot of people really like Brian Robinson. I'm not a Brian Robinson fan. Give me more of Antonio Gibson moving forward. Now, I go back to the quarterback position. I know it's a super flex position. I see that I'm going to need someone. So to me, I'm going to lock in someone that I feel is going to be locked in, a long-term guy. So to me, I'm still going to roll with Stafford. I like how they said that his elbows, they're not worried about the elbow moving forward. So just give me someone on the back end that I can kind of use. Justin Herbert's my locked-in QB1. I just need someone I can fill. Okay. Okay, moving forward, now you look for these quarterbacks, and it doesn't really look too good moving forward. So to me, I'm going to pass on these guys. Obviously, you got a Brock Purdy or a Baker Mayfield that you can kind of sub in. I don't really worry about it. So I'm moving forward, moving on. You're looking at the wide receivers, and it doesn't really seem to be like a guy that like really jumps out at me. Maybe a Donovan Peoples-Jones. So I might go back to the running back position, someone that I feel like that I could use. Okay, Kareem Hunt is going to get signed. I promise you. Kareem Hunt's going to get signed. You also have an explosive Gainwell. You know that Alexander Madison is still there. You also have a Jerick McKinnon and a Rashad Penny as well. So to me, I'm just going to lock in Kareem Hunt. I still think he's useful at the age of 27. And I think that for sure, if he's unlikely to sign with the Browns, I think he'll be in a good spot. So give me Kareem Hunt. I think he's very productive. And I think he's going to be a good spot for you. And again, with the running backs now that you've locked in your wide receivers and your QB1, you can kind of just take a chance on these running backs. If someone gets hurt, you can go from there. So for me, it looks like, again, Kenny Gainwell, Jerick McKinnon was a useful guy, and Rashad Penny. So to me, I'm going to go with a guy that I really, truly like, and I really like Kenny Gainwell. I think that he's a Tony Pollard kind of clone. And so if he ever does get his shot and opportunity, he will be there. So to me, give me Kenny Gainwell here. Now, I also like Jerick McKinnon. Again, someone to just take that you may, use here and there. Give me a Kenny Gainwell. Yeah, again, and it's the 13th round, guys, so I'm not really too worried about these types of situations. I really wanted Samaje Perine to come back, but he didn't, so it's all good. I think Clyde is not a very good guy, but I think in the 14th round, I think you can get something out of him, okay? So I really believe that he's a solid value here. I'm going to go with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Solid value in the 14th round. Again, not really worried about his production. Now, I'm going to go back to the tight end position because I need a tight end. I do like Hunter Henry. Now that Jonnu Smith is gone, he's the only one there. So to me, I'm going to go with Hunter Henry here. And that's going to be our last pick of the day. So that's kind of how I play. That's kind of how I play in Dynasty. Here's my team. Let's open it up real quick. Again, building around wide receivers for startups, okay? Hopefully, Reezy, that kind of helps you. Again, this is just a really quick little thing that I wanted to show you guys. This is how I start my league. So, again, building around wide receivers. I have a ton of wide receivers. And then I take these mediocre but kind of upsided backs, okay? You locked in your two QBs, and you get your tight end last. Again, I'm going to be trading these guys. So, at the end of the day, I'm not really worried about the tight ends or the running backs. A lot of times, running backs are just plug and play. And if you do that, you're going to win in your ships. You may have to move or figure out what you want to do in year one. but set up long term. This is the long term successful things in Dynasty. All right, cool. Les, what's good? Traded Hunt last season in Dynasty, hoping he gets picked up. I think he will get picked up. I think personally, I think there's a lot of running backs that I really like that if you just pick them up now or trade for them for the low, they could pay huge dividends. The guys that I really like is Kareem Hunt, Samaje Perine, and Antonio Gibson. Those are the three guys that I really think, because if you can get these guys for cheap, I got Antonio Gibson for a late second round pick. I got Samaje Perine for an early third, and Hunt I haven't acquired yet, but I'm sure that I'll get him sometime later on today. So to me, I really like those two guys. That would be my personal opinion on picking up players in Dynasty. So yeah, hell yeah. All right, good question, man. And I'm here, helping you guys out. Let's talk about a few things, man. Let's talk about what I look for in running backs. Okay, let's help you guys out. Those of you guys that are paying attention or watching me, man, I got you, man. I'm gonna give you some cool little things here. So this one. No. Hang on, guys. Share screen windows. Hang on. Guess not. All right. Well, stand by then. Let me show you some things. Okay. So let's talk about running backs, and let's identify these rookie running backs. So I'm going to pull up. I use a tool on Player Profiler with data analysis. Let's talk about the rookies, okay? So let's talk about the height, the weight, and the college dominator, target share, yards per clip, the breakout age. No, not the breakout age. The speed score and the burst score, okay? These are the types of things that I look for when it comes to finding the next elite running back. Okay. So let's talk about it. So the next elite running back. So you want a running back that is at minimum, you want a 5'10" running back or greater. That's not a breaking point because there are 5'9", 5'8", 5'7" running backs. The Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler, Devontae Freeman, and Maurice Jones-Drew. But I like guys that are 5'10" or greater. So let's take a look at those individuals that are 5'10" and greater, and we're going to narrow things down. Okay, so 5'10" or greater. Cool. And I'm going to cut off the guys that are not there. So I'm going to delete rows. Okay. Now, when it comes to the weight, okay, we look at the weight. We want, on average, we want guys that are 208 pounds or greater. So let's sort these guys down here. 208 pounds or greater. Rows. Okay. Now, we can't talk about draft picks, but draft picks, for me, you have to be drafted within the first 3 rounds, specifically in the first 2 rounds. But obviously, since we don't have the draft indicator yet, later on this month we will. I can't really factor that in. Let's talk about college dominator. Real good talent is going to come from those guys that have been dominant over 30% or greater. So let's take a look. 30% or greater. Now, technically, if you're 24% or higher, we like to see that. But I'm just going to go with guys that are 30% or greater, okay? Now, college target share. College target share is huge for guys in fantasy with PPR that have dominated, the college ranks. You want to see 6 or greater is acceptable. Elite or better is 10 or more, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and say 6 or better on this one, okay? So I'm going to eliminate a few more running backs here. Delete the rows. Cool. All right. College yards per carry. I like for the elite backs. Okay. For the elite backs, it's got to be over 4.3. But to be honest, I really like something. The majority is over 5. Okay. But all of the remaining running backs have something over 4.6. So it's acceptable to me. All right. Now, burst score, speed score. Okay, for running backs, you want something that's higher than 100. That's kind of the majority, but anything over 90 is acceptable. And there's a few running backs that already break that mold. And then, of course, your burst score, it has to be pretty high. Okay, we really ideally on the burst score, we want to see something over 120, but anything over 110 is kind of acceptable. I do really like guys that are 120 or greater. Okay, that's just usually me, and all the remaining running backs are left that really have that. Now, there's a couple guys that really didn't. We don't have a speed score or a burst score on, so I would say that those individuals are guys that I would, if they have the draft capital. Okay, if they have the draft capital, you would be okay with drafting them. Okay, but there's the 4 running backs that I like in this draft class prior to draft capital. Okay. If they get draft capital, which means round 1 to 2, 3 is acceptable, but rounds 1 and 2 is what we're really looking for. Those are the guys you need to target in the draft. Those are guys you need to target in the draft. Okay. So those guys that you want to target in the draft. Okay. The big ones, obviously, Bijan Robinson. That's pretty much a standard. There's no way that we're going to mess that one up. Bijan Robinson is the guy. Okay, there's no other ways around it. All right, Evan Hull. Okay, Evan Hull is someone I really like. I think that he is phenomenal in the passing game. So you're getting a guy that's really good in the passing game, Evan Hull. And then last one for me is Zach Carbonet. Okay, Zach Carbonet and Chase Brown. Chase Brown is also another guy that I really like. So Brown, Robinson, Hull, Carbonet, those are the 4 guys that have the best opportunity to become elite. Okay. Now, will there be bust in that? Yes. Will there be guys that are good but not elite? Yes. But those individuals, if they get the draft capital, have the best opportunity to become elite. So if you are need a running back, those would be the 4 guys on target. Okay. Now, the other guys that really need draft capital because we don't have a speed score, we don't have a burst score, are going to be the 5 guys that I'm going to name. Okay. Emmanuel Wilson, Nasir Smith, Kalen Laborn, EJ Burgess, and Israel Abba Kandada, or however you say that name. Rest in peace, Wakanda forever, man. I don't know how to say the name, but at the end of the day, that's the dude. All right. So those individuals are going to be those guys that if they get the draft capital, I'm interested in. I'm interested in those individuals. Okay. But I would say that the 4 I mentioned, Brown, Robinson, Hull, and Carbonet, those are the guys that have the best opportunity of becoming elite. No other running back in this class has their percentage of opportunity at hitting. Okay. Now, will there be busts in the 9 guys that I just mentioned? Absolutely. But I will be filtering guys out if they don't get rounds 1 through 3 draft capital. If they don't get that, I'm filtering them out. I'm not even going to touch those guys. So to me, those would be the 9. After that, you're going to find guys that I just won't take. I don't care. I'm not going to be taking those guys. If I have picks and those other guys are on the board, I'm trading them. I'm trading them for 2024 picks or 2025 picks and a player, something like that in Dynasty. So, Les, I got the 101, the 109. That's great. The 101, the 109. Let me go back and see if I could do another mock draft with rookies only. Let's see. New NFL mock. And I'm going to do rookies only. Oops. Draft settings. Dynasty PPR. 12 team. Les, is it a 12 team or a 10 team? Let me know. 12 team or 10. I'm going to say it's 12. Okay. Doesn't really matter because I guess you got the 109, so it doesn't matter. All right. I'm going to update it. Okay. 12 team Superflex. Okay, cool. Okay. 12 team Superflex. All right. Let me share the screen here. This is what I would do. Okay. Share that screen. All right, cool. So we got the 101. Obviously for me, and we'll start the draft. Okay. The 101 is going to be Bijan Robinson. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Oop. Oh my goodness. All right. Pause the draft. Okay. So now hang on. Let's see. Hang on. They don't have a. Oh, they do have it. Okay. Hang on. Let me reset this. I got you, man. Les, I got you, homie. All right. Draft settings, Dynasty 2 QB. There we go. Superflex, 12 team, rookies only. Okay. Okay. We're still gonna go with Bijan Robinson. It's not even a question. Go get Bijan. And then we'll pause the draft here. Good. Pause the draft. Okay. Now, set player here. Okay, so let's take a look how I would roll it. Now, what do you need? What do you need on your team? Do you need a running back? Well, you already got one in Bijan. So I really would be interested to see, what you have. Again, if you need wide receiver. Okay, so if you need a wide receiver, then to me, there's a couple guys that I look for. I like guys that have good size. I don't normally draft guys that are really small. Normally, it's between Zach Charbonnet for me or Quentin Johnson. So to me, I probably would go with Quentin Johnson. He has the size, he has the burst, he has the ability to become a wide receiver 1. So for me, that's probably where I go. Now, if you don't like Quentin Johnson, I still think it's a good value pick. I probably would trade it. Trade the pick then. If you don't like him, you sometimes you have to take the pick at the value, but if you don't like him, trade him. Okay, or have someone come up and say, you know what, I probably don't like this guy, but you know what, I'm going to trade him for value. So that's kind of how I would roll that. So you have Hunt, Najee, Chubb, Montgomery, and Rachaad White. So Montgomery, starter for the Lions. Got White, who right now is in the role. Chubb, no Kareem Hunt, so he should be okay. Najee should be okay. And then Hunt, you're just waiting on a job. So, and I think he does get a job. So, but if you have Bijan, yeah, you're adding Bijan to this, you have to go wide receiver. That's kind of where I would go there. All of the other wide receivers, the Smith, Addison, were taken. I'm not sure I really like Addison at that 107 spot. So I think it's really good value getting Quentin Johnson. But again, I'll be looking at draft capital. Let's see where Quentin Johnson goes. A lot of people do like Quentin Johnson, but to me, yeah, not really a huge fan on that. So yeah, it's kind of where I'm at. All right. Yes, sir. Cool. All right. So what else do we got? Any other questions for me? We can go over it. Let me know. I'm here. But yeah, those would be the 9 wide receivers that I really enjoy. Again, I mean the wide running backs I really like, and you guys got a little thing for me. I help you, you help me. Do you think Baltimore is going to let Lamar Jackson leave? If so, do you think where will you think he will go? That's a good question. I don't think Lamar Jackson is going to leave. I really don't. I see the Ravens probably allowing him to kind of just stay where he's going to stay. Like he's going to be on the bench. He's not going to play for the Ravens right away, especially if he doesn't get the contract. He's going to sit out. I truly believe that in my heart. I think he's just going to sit out. He's going to watch the Ravens. Hopefully they lose, right? That's the goal for Lamar Jackson. You want to see those guys. You want to see him lose or you want to see the Ravens lose, so that way the Ravens get so desperate that they decide to pay this guy. That's really the thing. If he were to leave, I mean, it doesn't seem likely. It doesn't seem like any team is interested. Maybe the Patriots pull a fast one. I could see the Patriots doing that because, again, the Ravens are kind of rivals with the Patriots. Patriots kind of rivals the Ravens. So to me, I could see the Patriots doing it because they've handled QBs like that before in the past with Cam Newton. Obviously, he wasn't the level of Lamar is currently. So I would say the Patriots for me. Do you think Hundley will take the wheel, or will they grab different? I think Hundley will take the wheel. I think he's shown enough to at least have a chance at being a starter. So, yeah, I think he takes the wheel. That would be for me. So, yeah, good question though. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah. Cool. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. I want to make sure I'm around for my son. Thank you guys for joining me on this live, this kind of impromptu live. I hope to do this more as we go on. But again, you are always welcome to hit me up in the DMs with the Fantasy Gods. Please comment on my videos so that way I can give you guys some more information. If you guys want to fade me, fade me. It's all good. Like, it's all love for me. I don't really care. But at the end of the day, I appreciate you guys so much for following us. Please follow the Fantasy Gods. Please share our page. We need to be on one of the top tier fantasy accounts on TikTok. We're close to 50,000, but we need to be around 100,000 come next summer, man, or this summer. I'm so excited for this year, and I really enjoy giving you guys information, giving you the best information that I could give you guys. A lot of times, we do miss. We're human. We miss on a few things, but if you go back to our page, man, you have to find times where we fucked up. You have to really find it, man. But I am always here for you guys. Reezy, no problem, bro. This is what it's all about, is just really kind of helping you guys try to win, stay one step ahead of you guys. Remember, chasing outliers is fun, but winning championships is better. That's my mentality all season long this time around. I'm not chasing any outliers. I'm going to chase the guys that give me the best probability to become successful. It's kind of like poker. Okay. Has anybody played poker or played the stock market? You want to buy low, sell high. You want to find the best value in your decisions. If you don't, then it's like shoving all in with top pair, man. It's just not worth it. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Enjoy your Sunday. And the gods are out. Peace.